All right, so now that I've got my coffee in hand, and I took my morning shit, which was amazing. Even took a video, made a video while I was taking it. It's the last one I uploaded. So I had this thought when I immediately, like when I first within, I don't know, 10 seconds of getting out of bed and standing up, I had a thought, very very fast, in a short couple of seconds. It would take me a while to talk about this thought, but I'm gonna make the attempt. So You, you ever had a thought that's very fast, it's almost as complex as a dream? There's a lot, there's like a whole circumstances you are in and something's going on. Well, I had this thought, it made me break down in tears and cry. But okay, so it was sometime in the future, some point in my life that hasn't happened yet. I'm in a debate with someone. Maybe we have some sort of audience, and the general discussion or argument that's going on is something to do with technology and what's scientifically known about the universe and the evolution of the universe and how galaxies formed and stuff along those lines. The argument is the knowledge of that, or the the uh, the the observation of that, um, versus and how that ties into evolution. That's my main the thing that I don't like. I mean, science is and anything in astronomy highly interests me. I've watched a lot of that content over the years, but my main argument with that community as a whole is how I see them tying it all into evolution, the evolving, origin of the species. We all evolved from, just periodic table basic elements. Um, so, um, Also, what was going on in that thought was that the existence of who I am, or there's a belief. So there's like a community of people that have recognized me, like, hey, this guy is a significant person, spiritually tied to God. So there's a sense that there was an argument happening between those supporting me and those that were supporting, science, technology, evolution, that that type of stuff. And I was on a stage, kind of giving a speech or maybe debating just one person. And the things that I want to get done, uh, well, first off, one thing that I would like to see done during my lifetime is I would like to see the entire continent of Egypt forested, or trees planted, or organically, covered with some sort of topsoil. The entire continent of Egypt and the entire northern half of Africa. I'd like to see that during my lifetime. And I'd also like to see happen before I die is to see the Great Pyramid of Giza be restored, uh, back to its original, as close as possible, back to its original pristine look when it was first finished. And I would like to be able to meditate in that room that looks up to Orion's belt. That's what I would like to accomplish. That's my dream to accomplish before I die. I'm 41 years. Well, now I'm talking about sometime age 80, age 90. I would like to be able to do that at least once before I die, so the world could experience. If I did it for a full 24 hours, or if I did it as much as possible over weeks, slept or meditated in that room, and had the resources as far as people around me that could help me get into that meditative meditative state, people could experience a true, depending on what time zone they're in around the world when they're sleeping, people could experience some dreams that they otherwise might never have some experiences of divine, whoever they are, whatever they're supposed to do in their life, or maybe who they've been in the past, have some real inspiring moments just in their own mind, personally. And so, what made me cry about it is, so when you're at a young age, I gotta make this fast. When you're at a young age, you're born with curiosity as a child. Some things highly interest children when they see it for the first time, like when a child first sees a gun or something violent. Like their eyes are just like looking at it is pure curiosity. So the people that go on later in life to get extremely, I you could say, talented at something, but it's due to a lot of work and a lot of practice and a lot of drive and a lot of motivation. You could say that they didn't allow anyone to get in the way of snuffing out, of blocking their curiosity. They're curious about something, and it didn't matter to them if they were bad at it starting out, or if they were wrong, or if they looked bad. They got good at, extremely good at it, no matter what, eventually, right? So, wouldn't it be better to believe in something than to not believe in anything? I mean, wouldn't it be better to believe that there's a purpose in life, that there's some sort of reason why we exist, than not? Wouldn't that inspire people if we all believed that we all came together and thought that way, and in the process of doing that, we did some significant engineering projects around the world, reforesting an entire continent or making it green again, God's green earth, right? That would be a significant thing for humanity. And whether or not, God ever reveals himself to you, if you have a personal problem with God, or if you have a personal problem because you allowed yourself to be living in a control set of religion that is highly specialized and developed over thousands of years to control people, and you believed in some of the stuff written in, I mean, the Bible is the most manipulative thing ever written. I mean, there's some really good stuff in there when it comes to parables, and there's a lot of I've listened to hundreds of well thought out, 1 hour long sermons that have a long, speech that tie everything together, and there's a lot of good stuff in there. But all those psalms, all those songs they sing and the hymnals, all that stuff tied together. I mean, those, you can't. It's hard to argue that the studying of the Bible, the studying of a book written by man, and there's so many goddamn books in the like there's so many words in a small, very thin sheet paper. It's hard to argue that all that stuff's written by and inspired by God. I mean, there's so much in that book from. Well, it's very simple. I mean, either you believe there's a purpose in life, and you don't allow anyone to thwart your curiosity as a child, so you can actually end up spending the most of your life doing something you're passionate about and you're really interested in, and you're gonna get, if you get into doing something you're highly interested in doing, you're gonna get good at it. It might take many years. It might be very difficult to obtain those skills or the amount of practice you need to do. But if you get onto that, you don't let anyone get in your way and make fun of you how you started out, that you weren't good at it, whatever. You focus on what you're interested in, and you just take the years, or find the teacher or the friend that's also interested in that, and you just focus on your interest. And why would that be important? Because those interests are coming to you from a creator, spiritually, to your soul. And not getting on that path to do those things, makes him sad, and Wouldn't it be better to all believe in something together than not? Wouldn't that inspire the curiosity of your children around the whole planet, so everyone ends up doing something important in life?